We also have an update tonight to a Target 3 series. It investigates the clear and present danger of an ongoing methane leak at the largest gas storage field in Illinois.
That's right, and since our investigation, natural gas distribution company Nicor says they have replaced old pipes, upgraded an underground system to collect leaking gas, and installed new underground gas wells there too. But industry watchdogs say all those upgrades come with a price for consumers. Our Capitol Bureau Chief Mark Maxwell has been digging into this and found reports that the state regulators allowed the gas company to charge more while telling the public less about the leak.
Nobody wants to take on the gas storage companies.
Not long after former IDNR field inspector Jim Stevens blew the whistle about a leaking gas storage field, another former state regulator said more people in power should take action to stop it.
I'm very glad to see your reporting of it because I am very frustrated and offended that no one in authority seems to care about this issue.
We have been on it.
Attorney General Kwame Raoul's office enforces laws to protect consumers and the environment, but says, quote, "We have not received information to support allegations of ongoing violations from regulators at the Department of Natural Resources or the Illinois EPA."
We've looked into things. I don't like to go too deep into ongoing investigations.
But there is another powerful state regulator, the Illinois Commerce Commission.
The ICC could step in today, and investigate this.
The ICC has power to set utility rates for consumers and gave Nicor the green light to bury that gas in the first place.
I spent nearly 18 years as an administrative law judge at the Illinois Commerce Commission, so I'm aware of their authority.
John Albers says regulators aren't using all the tools at their disposal.
The ICC can order it shut down.
Nicor says without the storage field, quote, more than 700,000 Illinois customers would be without the energy they expect and rely on during extreme weather events. In other words,
their field is simply too big to close.
1 year after our investigation, Nicor installed this shallow gas collection well. Essentially, it sweeps up and collects a lot of the leaking gas underground, pressurizes it, and pumps it right back into the same leaking storage formation where it came from.
All that escaped gas has to be replaced. Customers are paying for that.
In November, the Illinois Commerce Commission approved a record rate hike, allowing Nicor to charge its customers higher rates.
Commissioners don't usually say no to rate hikes.
Yeah, Nicor Gas has won 3 rate hikes over the last 4 years.
David Collada with the Citizens Utility Board opposed the rate hike. He says Nicor raised its rates 77% over the last 5 years and used part of the money to pay for infrastructure to deliver that gas to your home.
Leaks affect consumers. It essentially, you have less gas, so it raises prices, and we're paying for these storage fields in our rates.
At first, the Department of Natural Resources sent us documents redacted at Nicor's request. We challenged the redaction and won. Those unredacted documents showed Nicor had reported 675 million cubic feet of natural gas had escaped its original underground storage field in Ancona in 2020. And in a span of 4 months, 3.7 billion cubic feet escaped the storage formation at Troy Grove. Nicor claims that's just the amount of gas they collect before it reaches the surface, and says that volume is not truly lost gas.
The question was then asked, how much are you losing? And they could not tell us.
Nicor spokeswoman Jennifer Goles says to suggest that significant amounts of gas are escaping through the surface is false.
I personally have seen gas bubbling up in a road ditch. I've seen it. I've heard it in their vent pipes. I've seen it in the water wells. You know, that to me is not a minuscule amount.
According to this letter from Nicor to IDNR last October, a state regulator relaxed the reporting requirement and told the company to no longer report how much leaking gas it collected underground. Instead, just report how much leaking gas it could find after the methane entered the atmosphere. Nicor's letter doesn't include a specific scientific measurement, but describes the volume as negligible.
They will not release those records. If they did that, then they would be admitting they've got a problem.
Nicor says it uses state-of-the-art sensitive leak detection equipment.
They flew over with a FLIR camera and took images of the farms.
In June, photos taken at the storage field show a helicopter flying low overhead taking thermal images of the surface. We asked Stevens, what would they show?
You'd see a lot of hot spots. A lot of hot spots.
This empty gravel lot used to hold a key clue. A pressure gauge would indicate just how much gas had escaped that initial storage formation and was coming up closer to the surface here. But last year, Nicor got rid of that pressure gauge and plugged and abandoned the observation well that used to be right here.
I would like to see those numbers.
And we asked Jim Stevens, why would regulators tell Nicor they no longer had to report those gas loss reports? He told us, quote, there's no reason to do that unless you're just covering it up. So we asked ID&R and Governor Pritzker's office to explain. Tonight, the Pritzker administration pushing back hard, claiming Nicor, quote, misunderstood and mischaracterized the regulators. A Pritzker spokeswoman says Nicor should report both the leaking gas and the leaking gas they capture to, quote, show their math and prove how much else gas might still be out there, floating underground, migrating to the surface, or polluting the air. Reporting in Springfield, Mark Maxwell, WCIA 3, your local news leader.
All right. Thank you so much, Mark.